My drinks. Hey, what's up? What's the tea, everybody? So we're gonna turn up today because this is a celebration of honey, the hoes. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What is y'all tea? Hey, Sarah. Hey, Ari. Hey, Ruha. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. The good old days, right? Ah, I am so. I was so excited about this releasing. I was so excited about them working together. So I wanted to talk about it. Yes. Been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. Ow. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Cardi came back with a word. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. I love that song even before this. That was my shit. Hey, Miss B, how are you? Hey, Ren. I'm inspired to embrace full on prostitution aesthetic because of this video. All right. Now, see, I had to come with my leopard print. Word out. Hey, Miss Polka, how are you? Lovable. Hey, how are you? Thank you, Farah. Oh, man. So, of course, as the title suggests, we are going to talk about Cardi B's WAP, which is an acronym for wet ass pussy. Uh huh. That gush. Hey, Coco, how are you? But anyway, let's check in. How is everybody doing? What is everybody's tea? How has y'all? This is Friday, so how has y'all week been? What has been popping off in your hemisphere? Before we get into the topic, that good baby. Hey Prince, how are you? It was super hot outside today. It was super hot. I went out there to go pick up some packages from my apartment, baby. It was hot. Then I went to the store. It was hot. Mm, 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 I have a scar on my face right here. So I went and got a mole removed. There was a mole that was on my face that was getting bigger and bigger. Mm. And then I got, it was a mole here, and then I had a skin tag under here, and I got it removed on Wednesday. So my arm is hurting. I'm like, ooh, it hurts. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Went a week without microaggressions or having to let a Karen have it. So my week was cute. Oh, a week without Karens? A week without microaggressions? You, honey, you winning. You winning over there. Laser, bitch. Laser. Ooh, it was sizzling. I was like, ooh, shit. Yes. She lasered it down. How did everything go, Diamond? Did they test them now? Do they test them now? Yes, 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 yes. Um, it went pretty good. It was really fast. It was like 180. It was 180, and I got four removed. Four, so it was pretty, and it was fast. He said, zoop, zoop. There was one under my arm, on my back, and here and here. This one actually is the oldest. This is like from when I was little, real little. So I was like, this one took the longest. I don't know why. I don't know why this one took the longest. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had to be a black Karen at Walmart because folks was walking around with no mask on. Demanded management and put them out. Yes. You gotta play the. You gotta play the. You can't be racist card, so you can't be Karen either. Only Karen. Only white people can be. Only white people. Yeah, only white people can be Karens. I don't agree with that philosophy about racism, but I'm just joking. Um, Test for abnormalities, like do they tell you why they grew? I haven't got any tests back. So yes, they are testing the ones that are clearly um they not ones that are clear, no, but the ones that are not for sure, yes. Thank you. How do you say that? Karima? I'm usually good with black names. Is that Karima? I think that's Karima. Ah, because I'm a black girl. I know how to read black. um I love the maiden energy. Mm, yeah, thanks. I haven't been. Nobody has really tripped on me about. I haven't had to trip on anybody about a mask, but I don't think that's my spirit. Yeah, I don't really think that that's like if I seen somebody without a mask, I don't even think I would even like notice that they didn't have it. I don't think that's my spirit. We're gonna get started with the conversation in about 5 minutes. Because if when I be in my own zone, I'm not worried about other people. I have my mask on, so I'm not really tripping. So I don't really be paying attention to other people have their mask on. I did when I flew on a plane. I was like, I paid attention in regards to that, but mostly, but you had to have your mask on to fly. So yeah, I've been watching Warrior Nun, and it's a trans woman on there. And I didn't know it was a trans woman on there, but as I watched it, I kind of clocked her voice, and I looked it up and was like, "Oh, she is a trans woman." And I was like, "Oh, this is great." I was like, "Yes, sickening. Even more reason to watch this." But yes, Warrior Nun has a trans actress on there. It is sickening. I finally got a chance to sit down and watch it. I tried to sit down and watch Umbrella Academy, but for some reason, Umbrella Academy, I cannot get into it. I have tried three damn times, and it does not keep my. And it has everything that I'm supposed to that I normally like, but it just cannot keep my attention. And so I started watching Warrior Nun, and it just kept my attention. So yeah, I'm going to continue watching it. What does Warrior Nun come on? Netflix, 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 Netflix. Yes, it's so good. I love it. So that is sickening. Then what else have I been watching? What else? I told you about what I watched the other day. Fear City. Was there something else that I watched? Oh, did I show y'all? Oh, it's over there. I don't feel like going to get it. Um, I'll show it to y'all later. But I'm reading a new book and it's really good. I think I did show y'all. Maybe, maybe not. I don't remember. But it's so good. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What else has been going on in my life? Um, Nothing since y'all last heard from me. Oh, I'm still itching for somewhere new. I take that over nothing. Um, have you ever watched Since 8 on Netflix? I tried to watch it and it just wasn't my type of show, so I didn't get to finish it. Yeah, I tried to watch it because I try to support the girls, but it wasn't. It just didn't keep my interest, so I didn't go back to it. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. What else? Let's get anything. I was feeling the ways that I live. I live for that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Shake it up. Okay. It's back in. Where did you go? Where did you go, Brandon? Have you ever watched the L Word? I watched the first season and I actually like it. No, I've never watched the L Word. I've never watched Queer as Folk. I never watched the L Word. Anything that is really gay centered, back when that came out, I was kind of against it. When those shows came out, I was like, mm-mm. I was in my anti-gay, not anti as in like I hate them, but I'm not watching gay stuff because that's not for me. Where's the trans stuff? Hey, Salty Kelmo. I don't get it. Nothing special about the music video. The male word. Yeah, I don't understand why men are so crazy about this video, including white men like it. No women. Hmm. All right, so it's 7:15. So for all of you, clearly we are going to be talking about Cardi B's WAP video. She just released it yesterday. Well, today, but 12, but I've been asleep. So it's a new day. But yeah, today. Um, and it is her song that she does with a Megan the Stallion feature. So let's talk about. So, first of all, what are y'all initial thoughts about it? Let's talk about the visual. Let's talk about the what? Just the visual stuff, not the song. The visual stuff. Let's talk about the visuals. What did y'all like about the visuals? Remy Ma says, I was watching Remy Ma's live, and she says, "So the WAP video is fire. I watched it like 5 times. The visuals are dope, and it just looks fire. Anybody who says anything different is just a hater." So I love when it first comes on and the water is coming out of down the stairs. It's like coming through the bottom of the door and it's coming down the stairs. That's super super cute. Um, I love that they're coming down the hall and they got those matching gowns on, but different colors. I thought that was it. I thought that was sickening. Um, I love the motherfucking slick down swoop and the pin curl ponytail from the 90s. When I seen it on the promotional visual, when their hair was matching and coming together, I was like, come on, 90s, yes! 90s push through. I'm gonna come on here with a pink curl ponytail, baby, and a swoop, girl, and wear y'all out from the 90s. But all the hoes from the 90s done went natural, bitch. We all don't went natural, so our swoops ain't gonna be slicked down like that. We gonna have some kinky swoops and some Bantu knot ponytails. Yeah, we can't do the slicks no more. Let me see. Y'all going too fast. We gonna get to all the stuff. The visual and the choreography. It started out with titty and a lot of patterns. 60-40 on the visual, annoying, but the colonizer cameos. The hair, the styling was perfection. The colors were on point. The hair, the visual were pleasing to the eye. Everyone looked so good. Boots and ass popping. The hair was giving you old school Detroit realness. Yes, baby. During the 90s, Detroit was the motherfucking the black hair capital. If you grew up in that era, Detroit was the black hair capital of the United States. Water is a heavy theme in a lot of the videos lately, as it's Aquarian with Pisces ascendant. I'm here for it. Word out. Is there a reason why this video is so fascinating to people? Well, you said earlier, let me read what you said earlier. Yeah, I don't understand why men are so crazy about this video. I think that is like so weird. Why wouldn't men be crazy about a video that is featuring half naked women twerking? Like, why wouldn't men be crazy about the video? It seems like why wouldn't you think that they would like it? Including white men. White men have raped and pillaged black women's bodies for centuries. Why wouldn't you think that white men like it? And then you said no women. What part of the internet are you on, Vortex, where you're not seeing women who like this video? I don't know. I don't ever want to be on that internet. I don't want to be on that part of the internet where the women don't like Cardi B and don't like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't want to be on that part of the internet. I'm glad I don't follow those people. It's such a big deal because it's Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. It is two rap bitches fucking it up in a video. Two, sexually empowered women who are putting themselves as they are controlling their narrative and their their image. And it's a black female rapper collab. We don't see that a lot. I mean, usually they're pitting themselves against each other, but Cardi doing to me, the most brilliant thing. She's the hot rapper. She's the hot new rapper now. So why not take the new hot new rapper and do a collab video, do a song together? That just seems like so smart and brilliant. And it seems like the girls nowadays have learned from the old heads that beef and shit ain't cute. It's just not cute. Think about Nicki tried to do it, but think about if Nicki tried better. Yes. Let me see. So let's talk about the What were some of the let's talk about the fashions. What were some of your favorite fashion looks? So my favorite fashion look was Megan's purple. I loved her purple. It was something about on her body that purple looked sickening. In the purple and green room, I love that purple. I love Cardi B's um, cheetah print with the ring ponytail. Baby, you can't say nothing about Cardi, but that bitch does drag, honey. I love a cis girl that does drag. It is just something about when a girl takes the fashion to that drag level, that is my love. Because that's what I like. That's when I watch drag, that's what I watch drag for. The very, very like over the top creative looks of drag. When you get me out of my seat to tip a drag girl, it is because she has a look that is, that is like taking fashion to another level. That is over exaggerated, creative, and but still feminine and not as costumey a little bit, but just right. It's just like that balance between high fashion and costuming. A person who does it well is Lady Gaga. Not in recent years, but past years. Um, Cardi B, she don't mind giving you a drag number. She just does not mind something that's just full on drag, and I live for that. Um, um, Let me see. I really hope to see two of the top come out with something that showcase and mesh their unique styles. Plus, I just love both these artists. Absolutely. That leotard girl. Which one? Um, I love Kylie's look. I actually love Kylie's look too. I was bored because I see booty shaking a lot in hip hop. It always the same thing, but I like the checkerboard pattern. You were bored. Yeah. I just can't I wouldn't watch a Cardi B video or Megan the Stallion if I'm bored with ass and titties. Like that is on brand. So why would you even watch a video expecting nothing else, something else? Like I don't even know why you would watch it or expect that from them. Like Meg in the tiger, zebra, whatever it was. Yes, the white tiger zebra print thing. Yes, I thought it was. I just didn't think it was drag enough, but I liked it. but Megan doesn't do that. Cardi B does that, so I expected those different levels of visuals, um, and she did it well. I like that. I can't wait till Nikki has her baby because I can't wait till she drops some new stuff too. Yes, absolutely. I love Nikki, and you can be a fan of both of them without, you can be a fan of a bunch of people. Baby, Karima, that ruby red, that actually was my favorite look of the whole of the whole thing. Ruby red sitting there with that motherfucking red mask on and them red thigh high boots, baby. Yes. Yes, God. That was my everything. That was my favorite look. My favorite look of the whole thing, actually. Um, yes. That was my shit. Um, Let me see. Put Nikki on. Put Nikki on out the pasture. Yeah, I like Nikki. I like Nikki. I think Nikki is a lyricist. When she's really intentional about it, she can make those pop stupid songs, but she actually has um, a good pen game, more so than the other girls to me. Um, who else? Let's see. You know what's interesting? I feel like this song harks back to a time in music, really 90s again. It harks back to a time in nasty music cycle. Like we're in this like nasty music. Like for example, like back in the day with Adina Howard, Trina, Foxy Brown, Little Kim, where the lyrics was nasty, too nasty. They needed to have a clean version, and so I love that the song, the video we see on YouTube is the clean version, but the sickening version with the nasty words, the nasty cut, the unedited, uncensored version is the one, and I love that we're bringing it back to that. I'm not a fan of Azealia Banks. I think she's homophobic. I think she is. I think she has mental issues that I can't deal with as a fan. So I don't listen to her. I don't follow her. Um, let's see. Are there any other talents in our black music other than butts and tits? If you, Vortex, I think you are one of those respectability politics people, and your anti-blackness is showing. There are tons of black artists that don't use tits and ass. If you can't find, not looking for them, and you are trying to be extra, and I'm not gonna allow you to come into my chat because this is a pro-black chat and be extra. So I'm warning you in this, and I don't give too many warnings. So if you don't like black people, if you don't like the femme body, you don't like black women expressing themselves sexually, this is not the place for you. Look, because there's tons of black people who don't show tits and ass that you can find all over the internet. So if you're asking a dumbass question like, are there black talent that don't show butts and tits? It's tons. If you're not finding it, then you're not looking. You know, you talk about Tamia. It's tons of black talent that are clean cut, wholesome girls that you can go listen to that are not Meg and Cardi. Go listen to them. But the difference is that we are in a culture shift right now. We're in a culture shift to where women are doing it on their own. They're taking their own power. They're making money from it, not men. Not men putting them on a video, underpaying them, and they're getting the money. That's a difference. That's a big difference. When it's different between a person owning their own image and owning their own body and putting their own body on display for their own exploitation and their own image. There's a difference between a man doing it. How women were treated back then was because of patriarchy, and they weren't benefiting it from it. Now they are using, it's still patriarchal. Let's not pretend that they're not working the system. They are working the system, but they are benefiting from it themselves. They are using their own body to exploit the patriarchal system that says, "Ooh, I can get attention with this." The social capital that comes with being a sexualized, beautiful woman. They are benefiting from it. That's the power. Previous times, they wouldn't benefit at all. They would just be in the video shaking while niggas is getting all the views and the coins and the clicks. That's the difference. Black women are very highly sexualized, but okay, it's okay to have a different point of view. Well, on this particular show, on my live, different points of view are okay as long as they're not anti-black, because I find that to be rude on my show. On this live here, you can have different points of view. If your point of view is rooted in anti-blackness, based on my opinion, it's not okay. It's not all right to have a different point of view than me that is rooted in anti-blackness. You can have a different point of view than me that's just a different point of view. But if it's a different point that is further marginalizing Black people or generalizing Black people, like you just did when you were talking about, is there no Black people that do music that are not using tits and ass? Then you're just ignorant if you have to ask a stupid question like that. That's stupid. Anyway, I'm done talking to you. Then don't look. Then you that means you're looking for it. How about that? So, great. So yes. So let's talk about women embracing their sexuality and not adhering to societal standards of this good girl stuff. Um, they're no longer being forced in the margins. That these is literally hoes and strippers actually getting into the mainstream, making millions of dollars. One of the girls that was on the show was named Suki. Y'all know Suki. So she was talking about. She was like, "Honey, I like talking about sexuality. I got 3 kids, um, I got them from fucking and sucking. This is a natural thing to be talking about. So I don't know why people." And she was like, "You self-respecting hoes aren't really self-respecting because if y'all out here fucking niggas for a million niggas for free, you can fuck who you want to fuck, as many as you want to fuck. But if you fucking a million niggas for free, and I'm fucking a million niggas and getting some money, who looking more like the self-loathing fool?" I'm not under, I'm not under, I don't understand that. I don't understand, you know, and who is actually living up to the standard of purity? Nobody. There's very few people in culture that are living up, especially in America, that are living up to the standard of purity. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, child, how many people did you sleep with? Did you sleep with them before marriage? Did you marry all the people that you fucked? If you didn't marry them, then you didn't. No, I don't watch P Valley. Then you didn't, because they hired Isaiah Washington, and I don't fuck with shit that he's in. Um, if you didn't marry them, then you don't fit the standard of purity. You fucking motherfucker, you shacking up, fucking motherfuckers without being married to them. So, even if there's one. And so you fucked you on your body count, you fucked 5 niggas. But this chick fucked 15. What's the difference between you and her? There's not really much difference in based on the purity standards. Let's talk about hypocrisy. Sex workers still stigmatized in real life if you have prostitution on your record. I think the culture is changing around that too. I think, um, folks asking for coins um, is becoming a norm. I hope. But yeah, it's hard to rent an apartment or be hired. Hmm. I've never heard somebody not getting an apartment or renting for prostitution. I've heard it about drug selling, and I worked as an apartment manager, and prostitution is never one of the charges that comes across that stop you from getting an apartment. I've never heard that. Now I don't know if it's in other places, but in places I live, it's always about drugs or felonies. And drugs and felonies, yes, but misdemeanors like prostitution, they don't even come. They don't even come to when we put in the application. They don't even misdemeanors don't even come to us. It's about felonies and drug charges. Artists and legends like Bessie Smith, Ma Rainey, Lucille Bogan made raunchy music back in the 30s and 40s and 50s. Absolutely. And it was a time of and it was a time where being a hoe, yeah, it was a time that being a hoe was kind of a kind of normal. Like there's a book that I'm reading called Sex, Race, and Love. Um, and they were talking about the Memphis Riots, the one that I've talked about with Francis Thompson, and how freshly out of slavery there was this transition of living. Like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? And a part of that hustle and bustle was sex work. Brothels were booming, especially for black and mulatto women. Brothels was booming. There was it just was, you know, white women, the ones that were not of respectable nature, was in community with all the hood folks. They all end up congregating, particularly like homosexuals and trans folks. They were congregating in particular sectors of the city because they always hustling and trying to, all the poor folks, no matter where your station was, they were trying to hustle and make money. And so that's why the Harlem Renaissance started to grow. That's where all of that stuff came from. Excuse me. Do you think the idea of woman's purity is tied to the Madonna or complex? Absolutely. That the Madonna is the purity. Yeah, the Madonna is that. The Madonna represents the purity. You have the motherly, pure, virginal, and then you have the whore prostitute Jezebel. Like that's the purity is connected to Madonna. This topic is giving me very Nelly Jackson vibe. Yes, she's coming. She's like a generation after that era. It was a part of the industry. Millie Jackson is one. Absolutely. I live for Millie Jackson too. Do you think the cultural shift towards sex work could have a meaningful impact in politically? I think so. I think that eventually we are going to be able to overturn some of these restrictive laws. Um, and we will be able to implement like rules and safety nets for people who are not doing it consensually. If we destigmatize it and decriminalize it, we can put things in place to keep people who do not want to do sex work in And I don't think it's a cultural shift. I don't ever think that sex work is gonna be some mainstream thing. I don't think that. You know, I just feel like it should be, um, I don't think that it should be criminalized. I think people who are doing it consensually have the right to do it consensually. I think it. I wouldn't necessarily stop stings that are going after people who are forcing people into sex work, um, gorilla pimping, and you know, um, trafficking. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like those things, I think they do need to bust those things because those are exploiting children. Those are exploiting people who don't want to be in sex work. Those are exploiting immigrants. Those are exploitative um, tactics when it comes to sex work. I think those are the ones that they should be busting. But some violent, singular, voluntary person who has an ad up, who clearly this is what they want to do, then I think those are the people that should have been criminalized for it. I do kind of feel sex work is a bit mainstream, especially with OnlyFans being a well-known thing in pop culture. Um, just because it's popular doesn't mean that it is mainstream. Like in regards to just because people know about it, everybody isn't doing sex work. Having a non-sex worker job is still the norm. Having a sex worker job is out of the norm. So things that are out of the norm, even if they're popular, I don't think that necessarily makes it mainstream. Everybody is not doing OnlyFans. That's not the norm. Sex work is still underground. It's like Craigslist. People knew about Craigslist, but everybody wasn't putting ads up. Oh, I consider pornography sex work. I consider anything that revolves around sex or sexuality that you're getting paid to do, phone sex, porn, actual physical sex, any of that is sex work to me. I consider all of those avenues sex work. Phone sex, porn, yeah, anything that revolves around sexuality, selling pictures. Um, the double standard of female rappers that are open about sexuality will be always wrong when male rappers say bitch and pimp you. I'm a pimp you. All right. Explain that again, Sean. I'm not sure the point you're trying to make. The double standard of female rappers that are open about sexuality will be always wrong when male rappers saying bitch and I'm a pimp you are right. I don't. Okay, I see what you're trying to say. Um, are you talking about from the public, like thinking they're wrong and then accepting the patriarchal stuff that men do? I think that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, but that's what we're shifting. Yeah, I don't think I can agree. You talk as if these women are getting liberation for what they are doing. Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are so out of the system. They don't control. Um, A lot of people who do what these two women do today, I think this is Vortex. Because he sounds, you making the same stupid thing. So, mm, mm, yeah. So, I consider Hoodoo Girls sex work. Hmm. I don't know. I can't really say that one. But they definitely are using their sexuality. So that's one of them ones that's gray area for me. Because they're just waiters. But yeah, I guess that is the premise. You don't go to Hooters, you know, the whole premise of Hooters is Hooters and Twin Peaks and those stores like that. So I guess I could. That makes sense. Mm. I just want to say I love the conversation with Consciously. He is so attractive in so many ways, but I gotta behave because he is married. Playing. It was so difficult keeping it clean because I sure wanted to say, pull that dick out of the way. But yeah, he was so cute. Only negative was he had we had planned like an hour and a half and and um and when we soon as we got on to start the interview, he was like he had to go at we started at 11 and he said he had to go at 12. And we had I had a whole flow of questions. And so I felt like when I watched the video back, I felt like I was rushing because I was trying to give him a chance to talk, and give him ask the question ask the questions I want to ask. I wanted to go into being trans attracted, and since he's not trans attracted, like if your politics is that you consider trans women, why don't you date trans women included in the women? And so I wanted to go into that kind of conversation with a cishet dude because I want them to work that out on camera. Let's work it out. Let's talk it through. And so I didn't get to those questions because he kind of cut the time off. And so I kind of wanted to talk about, I kind of prioritized the violence because that was, more important for me to talk about, I think, because we're being murdered. Thank you, Scooby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yes, I think it's hypocritical that on this surface, sex work is a crime, but underneath, the elites, the cops, and government all are in cahoots with sex trafficking. Come on, Marcus. Right. Yes, when I go on his show, I'm gonna bring it up because it's not only gonna be him; it's gonna be other dudes. So let's talk about it. Marcus, yes, I think that's very, very hypocritical. I think it's hypocritical that some of the people who partake in sex work are some of the main people who are against it. Maybe you can do a part two with him. I'll just do it with somebody else, another straight guy. I can't have them too much on the page, but I'm sure somebody else. I'll have somebody else on. Um, I have that question for those men too, but wonder if it mattered. Um, I don't. I think it matters. I think it matters. If you say your politic is trans women are women, then if you're a man who dates women, why be exclusive to cis women? Like, what's the reason? I want to know. Not. I don't think it's. And I'm one of them trans women that don't think it's transphobic. I think that it is. preferences. I don't have a problem with preferences. I think you can be as discriminating as you want to be in your bedroom and in your relationships. That's what consent is about. Is I can discriminate. I can say no. I can not be interested for whatever reason. Give you an explanation or explanation you understand. Um, can those preferences be rooted in racism and transphobia and sexism and blah blah blah? Yeah, sure. But it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me as a person. Me not having access to your bedroom. So I don't really care. I care about you being able to those preferences being able to affect me in other ways. Yeah, not in the bedroom. Anyway, let's go back to the point of the show. So let's talk about these cameos. So everybody was gagging at Kylie. Who do y'all think would have been a better substitute? Because when I saw Kylie, so full disclosure, I am a fan of the Kardashians. I know that they are who I would consider my problematic fave. There's some people who who it don't matter what they do. I like them. They are my sickening. Um, I can critique them and still like them. That's what a problematic fave is. So the Kardashians are my problematic fave. I think it's sickening that they took a sex tape from Kim and turned it into this empire. This fucking this empire. I just think that is sickening. So I don't look at them as the spawn of devils as other people, look at them. So I'm not ever like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But when I saw Kylie on this, I was like, I knew exactly why. I thought it was a boss motherfucking move because Kylie has more followers than Cardi B and Megan combined. So if we're talking about a boss move in regards to publicity for this, they knew black folks was going to go up. They knew black folks was going to go up, and they knew that they were going to get publicity from Kylie's fan base. It is fucking brilliant. It is sickening. It was trending. Kylie was trending. If she's trending about being in it, the video is trending. It was epic. That was a boss ass move. And if you didn't acknowledge that is a publicity stunt, it was fucking sickening. Even though it made people cringe. Yes, absolutely. Aja. Me seeing these two black women using Kylie as a prop. Kylie was a prop. Using her as a prop was brilliant. Like, literally didn't have any words. She just was. I just don't understand how brilliant that was. That was just sickening. I live for it. I live for the move that they did. That was a brilliant move. Now, could there have been some other more sickening, brilliant moves? Absolutely. I think Rihanna would have been sickening. If you want to go with the clean, duh moment, Rihanna would have been sickening. Who would have been more sickening was Lizzo. If they would have had Lizzo do that scene, that would have turned it for me. That's what it would have turned it for me. Lizzo in that scene would have been sickening. I would have loved brilliant would have been Nicki or Little Kim. That wouldn't have been brilliant for me. I wouldn't have liked that. I wouldn't have liked that. That would have been I just would have thought that was fake. I don't think I would have not liked it, but I just would have liked Lizzo more. I would have liked Lizzo. She's young. They already done got into it with Nicki, and they're not making up. Um, Kim, she plays too much. Um, she do. I'm Kim got on my nerve with that Notori Houghton shit. Is that her name, Notori Houghton? When she played Kim in Notorious, she got on my nerves with that shit. Kim gets on my nerves. I was a fan of Kim. This recent Kim is petty and annoying for me. Um, Nikki, I'm like, Nikki, you you don't know how to play the game. You should have embraced the young girls coming up. You should have you dominated for all these years. When the girls came through, you should have pulled them on in, and you're doing it now. Rap bitches ain't fucking with Lizzo because she stole Cupcake's gig. I ain't hear nothing about that. You gotta inform me about that. Um, I would have loved Lizzo. I would have I would have loved one of the trans girls to be in one of the rooms that they looked in. I would have loved that. That would have been cute for me. Not that they needed it. I just would have loved to see it. It would have been cute. That would have been a fantasy that would have been cute. Like when they did no, I love that they had Normani, of course. Um all the other rap girls. I would have loved them to have what's that one that kind of from Oakland? What's the rapper from Oakland? It's not Rico Nasty. Not Rico Nasty. Who is that other one? The one from Oakland. She kind of looked like Missy Elliott, but not Missy Elliott. She be having braids and shit. And she's kind of heavy. Is it Sweetie? No, I don't live for not Sweetie. Sweetie is light skinned, right? Sweetie did the song with the Nikki Dragon. Kamaya. I think that's her name. I think it's Kamaya. I would have loved a more masculine of center. If they would have had Lil Ma in one of them rooms, woo! I mean, Young Ma. I said Lil Ma. Young Ma in one of them rooms, woo! That would have been sickening too. I would have lived. Not her tipping through, but in one of the rooms in a more masculine way. Oh, if they would have had Young Ma in there, that would have been sickening. With a bunch of bitches twerking and shit around her. Woo! That would have turned it. That would have turned it for me. Oh, I didn't even think about Young Ma. That would have turned it. Like her in a room with a bunch of bitches. Oh, that would have been sickening. I would have lived for that. It would have turned it to me. It would have still turned it. If she would, but do be in the room in her way, not be sexy and slutty, that kind of thing, but in the room in her way, still masculine, but maybe with some bitches around. That would have been sickening. That would have turned it. That would have. It's still sickening. It's still number one and doing its thing, but just would have elevated if Lizzo was coming down the hallway in replace of Kylie, and if Young Ma was in if Young Ma was in one of the rooms. Yeah. And what old head, Deja, what old head, not Nikki and not Nikki, not Nikki and Kim, but another old head. Foxy could have been in the room. The motherfuckers don't show Foxy enough love. Foxy could have been in the room chilling like a motherfucking queen. Chilling. Looking chocolate and sickening. We talk about rappers. Why would Adele be there? No, I wouldn't have people that are not that don't rap. It would definitely be, yeah, Salt and Pepper could have been bomb. Like I would have had a old head somewhere in the room. Queen Latifah, I wouldn't have got my life. Queen Latifah don't be doing whole stuff. I would want somebody to talk, who talks about whole stuff. So it would be Foxy. Yeah, I wouldn't have had Kylie in the video at all. Kylie doesn't rap. I would have had it would have been nothing but musicians. If I had creative control, you wouldn't have been on there if you didn't do something with music. With sexy music. Foxy, I would have, hey Brianna darling, Foxy. I would have had I would have had a Lizzo, a Foxy, and Young Ma would have been in one of them rooms. She would have been in one of them rooms. That's what I would have did. Yeah, Queen ain't a sex symbol. Queen is she woke. She like clean. She's, she not, I don't want to say hotepy, but she's queen, like a you know, queen of people. She didn't do the Lil Kim kind of rap. She didn't do the sex line. I do. I didn't understand the point of Kylie. I understood the point. I explained that earlier. I understood the point. Kylie got more followers than all them bitches together. I understood the business side of the point. And Kylie looks sickening, regardless of how much surgery she done had, regardless of motherfuckers not liking her being a culture vulture. Them bitches look sickening. The end of story. They look love, especially compared to what she used to look like. She looked sickening. Like she looked beat. Her look. Ooh, Trina would have been love. Trina would have been love. Trina, not Eve. Eve is kind of, it's kind of good girl too. Trina would have been love. I wish I would have had an old head in there. Trina, Foxy. I didn't want Kim or Nikki because then it would turn into a Kim and Nikki thing. I didn't want Kim or Nikki. Do a song with them by themselves or whatever, but mm-mm. I like that she showed the young girls love and had the girls in there. And I would have had an old head and I would have just had Young Ma in there just to break up that film rapper gig. Just to break that up just a little bit, just to turn it a little bit. Trina's ass has been too problematic lately. Yeah, when she was talking about those riots, I was like, child, Trina, you tripping. But she's rich, so most motherfuckers is rich. Become capitalists. And sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. If Queen Pen was still in the game, that would have been hot. Who the hell is Queen Pen? If I don't know her, that wouldn't be hot. The surge look is here to stay. Either get with it or get left behind. I don't think her work. I think people's work like that show all sides of female sexuality. Yes, I like her work. I love Kylie's work. Everything that she got done made her look better. If your work makes you look better, go for it. If you if you talking old heads out gangster boo, that would be cool. Did she talk about sex stuff? Did gangster boo talk about sex stuff? It would have been sickening to have Amaya Scott and Jesse Smollett in the room. Or Medea. Child, Deshaun, get out of here. If you don't get out of here. No. None of those. Yeah, Gangsta Boo, I don't know if she would have did she talk about I know she talked about something, but I don't really I remember Gangsta Boo, but I don't remember what she talked about. Kaya, no, I don't want Kaya to succeed in on nobody's way of doing stuff. I want her to go and stay in her basement with that wood paneling and get her life in that way. Keep doing lives on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. I don't need her to do anything. I really didn't need a trans woman in here. It would be cute. I would have lived for it if we had a trans rapper, who's rapping now that's trans. I would have liked it. I wouldn't have tripped. I didn't need a trans woman in this. Um, but I would have been like, oh yes, wait out. Amaya is not a rapper. I would want it somebody. I will for me only musicians. I would want it to be just musicians. Just musicians. No actresses, no none of that. Just musicians. If they could find a trans musician that's hot, word out. Sydney Star, hell no. No. um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I know exactly what I would have did. It would have been Lizzo coming down the hallway, and Young Ma would have been in the room because they had Normani, she's sickening. They had Ruby Rose. They had Suki. Who else was? Who was that girl? Oh, that was Mulatto. Okay, yeah, I didn't like her look. I didn't like that girl in the red. Um, that red. Oops, I did it again. Number. I didn't like her. I didn't like that. Did y'all like that? I didn't like that. It looks very. Whoever styled her, that was tired to me. I didn't like it. I didn't get my life. I think that was the chick named Mulatto. I didn't live for that at all. That was my least favorite look. That oops, I did again red. Um, yeah, I didn't like that. That was ugly. I knew who Ruby Rose was. I knew who Suki was because I live for her. She country and get out. Um, I don't really like light skinned Keisha because she's not light skinned to me. So it's funny that her name is light skinned. She's real brown to me. So I'd be like, you light skinned? Where? Mulatto was the baby blue dress with the blonde bob. Oh, well then that's not who I'm talking about. Whoever the girl that was in the um, full body red. It looks like Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Whoever that was, I didn't live. I love Sukiyana. There was one in red. I know who Rose was. Ruby Rose was the one with the thigh high boots and the leotard that had the mask like this. But there was one with the full body, full covered red with a basket of braids on her head. I didn't live for that. No. Light skinned Keisha says she got her name because she was lighter compared to the other Keishas around her. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rosalia, I didn't live. That looked ugly. Um, I didn't live for that. The other ones, I lived for Normani, of course. She looked sickening in that. Was it Houndstooth? Yes, I lived Normani. She's that big, so I would expect nothing less. Nobody is sickening. um, and Ruby Rose. Those are my sickening. I thought Ruby Rose was a masculine lesbian. No, Ruby Rose is a rapper. She's not masculine. But everybody thinks when you say Ruby Rose, they're talking about that chick from Orange is the New Black, that white lesbian. But that's not her. We talk about the rapper. Yeah, she's the pretty white girl that was supposed to play Batgirl or Catwoman or Batgirl or something. People need to be more original with their names. Oh, you know you turned it. You know you weren't it out when you got the motherfucking congressman. Let's read what his name is. James Bradley. He's a conservative congressman. This is what he said about the video. You know you turned it when you got the motherfucking congressman trying to write think pieces about the video. He says Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are what happens when children are raised without God and without strong father figures. Their new song, The WAP, which I heard accidentally, made me want to pour holy water in my ears and feel sorry for the future girls if these are their role models. What y'all think about that? She played Batwoman and she quit and they chose a black lesbian to take her place. Mm. How did you hear it accidentally? I want to know, how do you hear something accidentally? A girl. He probably busted under his desk. Right. Right. It made him want to pour some holy water on some water based lube and jack off. Honey, that is about it, child. Strong father figures. And what's always wild to me is because I know prostitutes and hoes and sexually free women who have fathers, strong fathers in their home. But what he's really telling you is it's a particular type of father that he's talking about. It's a type of father that rules his house with a patriarchal, sexist type of hand that says my girls will not be like this, and so they have to live up to that, and that gets them in trouble because they one of the things that I hate about that in regards to fatherhood is how they feel like they own the whole concept of ownership around their daughters. The whole concept of I'm giving you away to another man, like I own you, and that's rooted in the marriage system. The whole marriage system is rooted on women being property. This is my property. And there was a value to having a wife because you got money from people back in the day. You got money from from the fathers. That it was a business exchange for women. And then further on, yes, the hymen checker. Then further on, like when we talking about late 1800s, early 1900s, like literally when slaves weren't anymore, your woman, your wife, and your kids are the ones who were your workers. They tilled the land and did because you didn't have slave no more. So these are your workers. Slavery was a marriage was a business institution because women couldn't even get credit cards. They couldn't buy property. Like they were your slaves. Basically, you couldn't do shit if you didn't have a husband because you couldn't go to the bank and get anything. You couldn't get loans. You couldn't get anything unless you had a husband to go through. So yeah, the institution of marriage and how and daughters marrying your daughters off to rich folks so you can have that connection. Having pretty daughters, like if you got ugly daughters, they didn't get you good connection. They didn't get you good look. Think about back in the day, back in the back day, um, the Boleyn sisters. Though that whole story was like, whoa, like literally the daughters are a part of you know social mobility. Ask a man his description of a good woman and watch him describe a slave. Yes, that is a great quote. Because usually, if you listen to their description of a good woman, slavery. And also, I like, what about this role model thing? Like, I think people can be role models, but I think it's your job as a parent to give them context to what they're watching. Okay? So if you're going to allow them to watch WAP, if you're going to allow them to watch it, then for me, you have to give them context of what's happening, what they're talking about, what they're, what's these song lyrics of any song that they could be singing. I think it's your job to teach them the context and teach them, you know, it's your responsibility, not these celebrities. If you're allowing the celebrities to infiltrate your upbringing, your lessons as a parent, how weak is your parenting skills? If Cardi B can come up and twerk on a video set and shake up your whole lesson, your whole structure of life, your child, like how weak is your shit? How weak is your relationship with your kids? That's weird to me. That's super, super weird to me. My uncle's girlfriend has two daughters, 9 and 7, whose favorite movie is The Players Club. I did cringe at that. If they're not giving them context, then I think people put too much stock in role models. I've never felt comfortable looking up to or putting someone on a pedestal. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Yes, it's your job to be the parent. That's insecurity. Yeah, I don't know. You can't control who your kids' role models are going to be. Actually, that you got to think about that too. Um, if you have a special kind of child that likes certain things, they might not even be drawn to a Cardi B they might be drawn to um, some other type of some other type of career because they're not even interested in music. So they could have a role model that has literally nothing to do with music. Ooh, I've been sitting on my keys and my whole ass cheek. Ooh, it's hurting because of these keys. I think that yeah, they can have total different kind of role models that you don't even know about. You feel what I'm saying? It could be something totally different. Because I know, yeah, it's just different. I remember, you know, who I really loved as a role model, and it wasn't even a real person. Maxine Shaw from Living Single. It is something about how Maxine came off on Living Single that made me really like her character. Even though she wasn't a real person, it is something about Maxine's character that I liked. And I don't know if I would say she was a role model, but I guess that's it is. I wanted to be like Maxine Shaw. I didn't want to be a lawyer, but it was something about her being able to know her shit. Like she could be funny and silly and blah 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 blah. But when it comes to that law shit, she knew her shit. And so I love the character of Max. Um, yeah, you don't know who are gonna be role models. You just really don't. You just really don't. Because it really just depends on your kid and what they particularly like. And what they like and what they don't like. And yeah. Because when we was coming up, you know, girls was liking Little Kim songs, but all the girls wasn't living for Little Kim like me and my homegirls was. It just was a difference. People want to control their kids instead of encouraging them to critically think. Absolutely. I think the best analogy that I've heard about parenting is this. So if you put a spring in your hand and you press it down, if you try to control it, if you try to press that spring down, you're gonna you're gonna get tired of holding it down and eventually let go. If you let go too fast, the spring is gonna just go every which way. But if you hold it down and slowly raise your hand up, that spring will stretch out, stretch out, stretch out, but stay right where you want it to be. And after when somebody said that analogy to me as far as parenting, I thought that was a beautiful analogy because if you're trying to lead your child to be a good person, whatever your definition of good person is, that's always going to be relative. If you're too strict, I feel like they're going to go, you're going to get tired and they're going to run away from your ass. I'm out of here. If you're too free, then that puts them at risk to me. It puts them at risk because then they're just going everywhere and they could get into some shit that they are not prepared for. But if you slowly and talk to them and slowly let up and talk to them about things, keep the relationship open. One thing that I hate to hear is when people are so scared to talk to their parents about stuff. Like, that is what makes them get into shit that they don't understand and get bullied into stuff, into drugs, get bullied, not bullied, but not necessarily bullied, but persuaded to do things that they normally wouldn't do if they had somebody talking to them about shit. Ways to say no, ways to avoid that kind of pressure. Because if you're a parent that's been through stuff like that, you can give them some kind of, um, you can give them some kind of, advice instead of them being scared. Well, if I go talk to my mom about um, drugs, then I'm gonna lose my friends. If I tell her that my friends are trying to get me to do drugs, then she's gonna tell me I can't be friends with them. When that might not be it. You might can just tell her ways to say no, and she can still be friends with these people and save her friends from drug use. There's so many things that could. I just feel like you have to be open with your kids and you have to talk to them. And when they see things, see the girls being sexual, see the girls saying that it's okay to do what you want to do. This is their choice. But it's also okay. Oh, if they see Cardi B and Megan twerking and da 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 using Megan the Stallion's steel knees, it's okay to have fun. This is just fun. This is just for a video. Give them the context. But also, it's okay to not want to do that. It's okay to not want to be sexual in that way. And that's all right as well. And you can be that type of girl. Both are valid. Both types deserve respect. Both types, you know, don't deserve to be sexually assaulted, raped, da 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 da. Deserve respect. Both types. And so I think if you're a parent, I think it's your job to navigate that. And if you're not navigating it in a way that's healthy, then I think you're a part of the problem. I feel like you should expose them to certain things and educate them. Parents are scared and don't know how to have conversations with their kids because they don't have the correct knowledge themselves. Sometimes, and sometimes, especially mothers, sometimes mothers have been through shit and they don't want to talk about it because they're ashamed of the shit that they've been through. Like, I know some mothers who had abortions that nobody know they had abortions. And then when their daughter's going through something similar to they can't even tell her because she's not being honest about it. Um, Mothers who've had sex partners, multiple sex partners, but they are making their daughters live this standard um, when they done had their freedom. And I always think that's weird. I always think that's weird because if you're open about shit, I feel like that's more preventative. It's more preventative for you to. I really see it in moms, but I think it's because I have a matriarchal family. But I'm trying to think of, and I didn't really engage with the dudes, so I'm a little biased, but I'm pretty sure that there are some things that men could be teaching too. But I always see it about with moms. Moms don't always share what they've been through with their kids because it's almost like when I talk to them about it, it's almost like I just like there's a shame that they don't want to have. They don't want to give their children um, a non-motherly impression. Like, who wants to be seen like a hoe to their children? So, but if you're setting the standard of what is shameful and you're hiding, then you're setting the standard that those activities were whole activities. So you're setting when they find it out for them to be shamed of you. But if you're already talking, one thing about my mama told me everything. My mama told me everything that she done did. And so when it was time for me to come talk to her about STDs, when it was time for me to come and talk about niggas that I want that I done fucked or that I done fucked, I could come talk to my mama about all of that without judgment because my mama done talk to me about literally everything. Like I was never ashamed to come tell my mother about sex or somebody touching me or somebody doing anything inappropriate to me or me doing anything inappropriate because I knew I wasn't going to be judged in a certain way with my mom because she was so honest about shit that she's done and experienced. And yeah, she just was always she just was always open. So I never was scared to tell my mom shit. I'm trying to think of something I was scared to tell my mom. Yeah, nothing. And I think as a trans woman, there's something about being a trans woman that makes people open with you. I think because we're so on the margins of society that people feel open to tell us all their business because they feel like I can tell you whatever out. And this may y'all may not understand this, but me as a trans person, I think my transness made people guard go down because they thought of me as lesser. They thought of me when it comes to I'm the total opposite of the purity thing. You are queer. You totally change from being a boy to a girl. You're going totally opposite of the purity, religion, societal norms. Like all that shit, you're going total opposite. So there's no way that you could possibly judge me. So a lot of times people would come to me with all of their tea because they felt like because you are what you are, and this is unspoken, I could just tell by how they talked about me. Because you are what you are, I'm able to be free with you because I know you won't judge me. And the reason why they know I won't judge them, even though they're wrong, because I'll judge them if I want to. They think I won't judge them because I'm trans. And so people will spill their guts to me. So I always had people in my life that I could talk to about shit. Because people, my aunt Georgia, my cousins, my anybody who had a secret, I would know it. They would tell me. They would talk about it. Shame is very powerful. It can destroy lives. Absolutely. Um, Shame and judgment is what disconnects the child and the parent, as with other relationships. Yes, definitely. Um, Absolutely. hmm But yeah, I think I just had a different experience with. I think as a trans person, it just makes you think differently about. It makes people think differently about me and if they can trust me or not. Oh yes, people tell me some deep, dark things about themselves, thinking I'm supposed to accept it. Like, excuse me, no, you need therapy in Jesus. Yeah, nothing like that. I haven't heard anything that nothing that I wouldn't accept. I'm not a person that I wouldn't. I would be like, I'm trying to like, if you molesting kids, and that's different. Then I'm gonna be like, I'm calling the police. But I'm talking about like their sexual prowess, their who they're attracted to, what they're willing to do and not do, things that the whole activities that they wouldn't normally tell other people. Yeah, they give me all that. Yeah, sometimes that when you spill your tea, people do a 180 as far as respect. I guess that intimidation goes away. True. I've had that happen before. People assuming you're immoral, so they spill their guts because there's no way your sinful ass could judge them. That's because their sin is small right. Have you ever spilled your tea to have someone open up or be more comfortable around you? I have. No. Usually when I spill my tea, it is to get people out, niggas out my face. Not that that always works, but sometimes I'd spill my tea just to be like, I'm a trans woman, get out of here. Like to hopefully deter them. Um, it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. They're like, oh, my bad. Da, 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 da. Um, but spilling my tea to let people, to make them let their guard down, open up. No, no. Mm-mm. Trying to think. Sometimes I spill my tea to make a point. Sometimes I've been in a situation where I spilled my tea to make a point because somebody was being transphobic or saying something about transness or queerness, and I would spill my tea just to gag them. I've had that experience. Hmm. Let me see. Did I want? Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Um, I think that's all I wanted to talk about as far as this. So make sure y'all thumbs up if you're watching. I will have I don't know if it's going to be next episode or I don't think it's going to be next episode. I think it's going to be episode after that. I interviewed Raquel Willis, so Raquel Willis will be on Marsh's plate soon. I will be. We had a good conversation about Black trans power and hair, um, navigating a career as a trans woman. Um, I think Black is King is a beautiful, artful film. I think it's a great love letter to the Black diaspora. I think that it is Beyonce's Remember the Time. If I wanted to compare her to Michael Jackson, it is Beyonce's way of solidifying herself as a global star. Um, I think like Lemonade was her bad. Like if you compare her to Michael, Lemonade was her bad album, and this is her Remember the Time. I think that it is beautiful. I think that it is artistic. I think that she has some. I think that she had some capitalist stuff in there that was in the perfect spot when Simba was in his Hakuna Matata stage. Hakuna Matata stage. I thought that was pretty. I want to know why I paid for Disney when all the videos on Black or King is on. Not all of them. There's some parts that are not on there. I wish people would critique these male artists as hard as they critique Beyonce or any female artist. Absolutely. But that's just the nature of racist patriarchal America. Think about the critiques of each situation. I talked about this in another live. The situation with Jada, Will, and August, the judgment of Jada, and then think about the situation with Megan and Tory Lanez. Like it's always a critique of the women, the critique of um, Megan, the critique of Jada. It's never. It's always. It was the whole conversation was protecting Will. Oh, you married. Why would you cheat on him? Even though they literally saying they were separated and everybody knew what the tea was. It's kind of weird. But they were defending Will and attacking Jada. Oh, and some legitimate critiques as well. But then when Megan literally getting shot by a nigga, and y'all have some negative shit to say about Megan. That's weird. Um, it's never. It has to be some weird when they're critiquing niggas. It has to be. But first of all, when they're critiquing niggas, um, men, it's usually women. Like when we were critiquing his hymen checking. Like it was women that were saying that because it was a women's issue, but dudes were defending it. So they never critique men's art in the same way. They never critique it. It's never the same. Any favorite lines from WAP? I didn't really get into the lyrics. I kind of got into the visual. I think that line about sucking your dick till you feel that dangling thing in the back of your throat. I think that's my favorite line. Uh, and when Megan said she want to ride the dick to and spell her name with it or something, I thought that was cute. I thought that line was cute. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. I can't remember anymore. Yeah, that was my sippy. Um, yes. What else? Um, yeah, that was about it. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Let's meet. I'll see y'all, next Friday. But if I feel like getting on throughout the week, I'll holler at y'all. Um, we are interviewing some trans men for Marsha's Plate. It's going to be an all trans men show. What kind of questions or what would y'all like to hear about that's not sexual? Hey, Karima. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Female rappers are blessed with better pussy than lower mortal women. That's funny. I do like that line. She says, I don't cook or clean, but I got this ring. Yes. I thought that was a sickening line. I'm trying to think of just trying to. I'm not going to be there, but I'm trying to lead Z in the right direction for the interview of the guys. And so August is full of dude energy. So going into fall. So I wanted to see what y'all was going to add. Wanted to add to it. Giving y'all time to respond if I have something. But yeah, make sure y'all check the video out if you have not. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and what else? You better give me something to eat. I'm hungry. There's some hoes in this house. A house is not a home when there's no hoes there to hold you tight. No hoes to kiss you goodnight. But yes, all right, y'all. I will see y'all next week at 7 o'clock, and we will talk about something that whatever I want to talk about. Have a good night, y'all. Bye bye.